Now at 6 on Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45, an overnight fire destroys a Lexington warehouse, what was inside of that building. Plus, the State House will soon cast its vote on the state spending plan, what Governor McCrory is saying about the budget. Also, the real estate market in the Twin City is making double-digit progress. What area is moving the meter? Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sharon Stone. Those stories are coming right up. First here at 6. Meteorologist Doug Lindsay is here with the first check of your weather on the One's forecast. It's been a really quiet week in a great way, Doug. Missed just in, a handgun has been found in a book bag on a school bus in Surry County. It was not loaded. No bullets were found. Surry County Schools said the gun was confiscated by school personnel, and the county sheriff's office is investigating the incident. Now to new information in another developing story. The friend of Charleston shooter Dylan Roof has been arrested. We don't know yet what 21-year-old Joey Meek has been charged with. Authorities notified Meek last month. They had started investigating him for lying to investigators and failing to report the crime. Roof is accused of shooting and killing 9 people in a Charleston church in June. Meek has said Roof stayed with him before the shootings. Meek told the Associated Press Roof had drunkenly complained that, quote, blacks were taking over the world and someone needed to do something about it for the white race. Guilford County School students will soon have an easier time affording college. It's now a community-wide chapter of Say Yes to Education. Elise Michelanis has more on what that means for students. The State House is meeting this evening and into early tomorrow morning to cast its ballot on the state spending plan. The Senate has already approved the $21.7 billion proposal. It funds teacher assistance and driver's education, but there's no cost of living adjustment for state retirees or incentives for the solar industry to do business in the state. Under legislative rules, the House needs to vote on the budget twice before it can then go to the governor to sign into law. Now, Governor McCrory says he will sign the state budget when it hits his desk this week. Governor McCrory has concerns about some tax changes and a light rail funding cap, but he says, just like lawmakers, he must be willing to compromise.
Since we've got 90% of the common sense solutions that we recommended to the legislature in the areas of public safety, job creation, health care, transportation, and several other areas, I'm planning to sign the bill when it's voted on sometime tomorrow.
Governor McCrory also spoke about his relationship with lawmakers and when North Carolina should hold its primary elections in 2016. You can see his full interview on our website, twcnews.com. A new report shows the Winston-Salem area has made double-digit progress on a key measure of real estate market health. Amara Mokwe has details. The Realty Track report analyzed foreclosure filings in Forsyth, Davidson, Davie, Stokes, and Yadkin counties. Drivers heading west through Burlington today faced some lane closures and road crews. Workers had to get a diesel fuel spill cleaned up. Authorities say the driver of a semi-truck hit a piece of metal lying in the roadway, rupturing its gas tank. A trooper on the scene says it may have been less than 100 gallons, but it's still a mess.
This diesel fuel, this is some slicky stuff. It's loaded with oil in it, and the residue leaves a slicky, oily residue on the roadway. So we're doing what we can to get a layer of absorbent down on the interstate and then sweep it off. We're trying to keep this road as safe as we can.
Troopers say crews will be out there for most of the day trying to get those lanes back open. Fire crews spent the day dousing hot spots at the scene of an overnight fire in Lexington. It gutted the warehouse of a business that distributed products to sell at flea markets. Bob Costner takes a look at the aftermath and what's ahead. Greensboro College's first new construction project on campus in almost 20 years is nearing completion. This $1 million project will convert the school's only athletic field from natural grass to artificial turf. Elena O'Connell explains it's expected to draw in more than just new recruits. The field should be finished in the next couple of weeks. Hundreds of students with the UNC School of Dentistry are making a difference across the Triangle today by honoring 3 Muslim students shot and killed earlier this year. Dia Barakat, his wife Yusur, and her sister Razan were shot and killed in Chapel Hill back in February. Today, several community service projects took place in their honor, including this one in East Raleigh. Volunteers have been restoring Dia Barakat's home into a nonprofit called The Lighthouse. Once finished, it will serve as a community service center to help young children succeed.
I mean, words can't really describe it. I just cannot really. I came in here and started crying, seeing all these beautiful guys and girls doing what they can to help the situation and to do something that Dia always loved to do.
Dia Barakat was a student at the UNC School of Dentistry. His classmates hope to make this day of community service they've called Dia Day an annual tradition. Some Greensboro doctors are urging patients to eat their greens by writing them a prescription. Cone Health has partnered with several agencies to offer low-income or underinsured patients discounted vegetables. This prescription is a $5 coupon for use at the Mobile Oasis Farmers Market. It's an initiative to try to make healthy lifestyles affordable.
How to, eat the good food that will actually take care of their health, other than just going to the pharmacy, getting medications, and just, still doing the wrong things, I would say.
Program kicked off today. The Mobile Oasis Farmers Market will be open through November during Hunger Action Month. Plenty of eyes are on the Carolina Panthers and injured linebacker Luke Kuechly ahead of Sunday's game. Mike Solarte has details on him and who could play in his spot if he can't take the field. Plus, a hot spot for fishermen along the coast could soon be demolished. That's in our Carolina Minute. Thank you, Doug. Now here's tonight's Carolina Minute. We're learning more details about a man who shot himself during a standoff with federal marshals yesterday. Authorities say the man was due to appear in court in Washington, D.C. earlier this week for charges filed against him in February, but he didn't show. They say the man made a more than $2.5 million fraudulent claim on a fund set up to compensate victims of the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill.
One of the biggest things we can do is just be there in the community.
Following a deadly Labor Day weekend around Charlotte, local churches are working to find a solution. 12 people were shot, 5 of them died. Today they gathered to share ideas on how to stop these acts of violence. State legislators are looking to study the cost and benefits of removing this barrier on the Cape Fear River called the Rocks. The wall, built in 1871, stretches from the south end of Fort Fisher to Zeke's Island Preserve. State lawmakers are now considering removing the barrier to reestablish the natural flow of water between the Cape Fear River and Atlantic Ocean. These stories and more are available anytime on Time Warner Cable News. Interest rates will remain the same. Let's get the latest on the economy now from our team on Wall Street. The U.S. and Cuba are expected to resume direct postal service by the end of the year and come to an agreement on regularly scheduled commercial flights. Lawmakers also plan on publishing new regulations soon, making it easier for U.S. citizens to visit the island for business purposes. Governor Pat McCrory makes a stop in Eden. What he says about the closing of the Miller Coors plant, that story is coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. The annual Bluegrass Festival at Denton Farm Park kicked off today. This event features headliners, the Gatlin Brothers, along with Daly and Vincent, who are known as the rock stars of bluegrass. It's also a time for pickers from all over the country to get together and play their favorite music.
We enjoy coming up here, listening to the people perform on stage. Most of all, we enjoy the picking out in the park that we do.
Tickets for the festival are no longer available online, but you can buy them at the door. They're $35 for adults, $17 for kids. SparkCon kicked off today in Raleigh. The event showcases ideas in visual art, music, film, fashion, and other creative avenues. You're looking at video from last year's event. This grassroots effort is funded by people in Raleigh who volunteer their abilities to promote the arts in the Triangle. SparkCon was founded back in 2006. That's about our time here at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Hope to see you back here at 11 on ABC 45. You can find us anytime, though, on Time Warner Cable News.